Alright, we're live. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Flash controversy. Ezra Miller, fans giving backlash for him choking a fan. So, that's kind of crazy. And we're also going to be talking about the Gotham High book is out. And we're going to be covering that one. Not really. I mean, I'm just saying that it's out, and I did not buy it. Marvel Disney Plus schedules maybe. Obi-Wan Kenobi gets a long delay by Disney Plus. Shazam, Lego Shazam movie trailer is out. And plus fans want Grant Gustin in a Flash movie, not Ezra Miller. So we're going to talk about that one too. I'll talk about it after we play the intro, and also covering what's on the Bleeding Cool thing. I want to see what's on there, because they always, talk about comics and stuff. 26 DC big books for 2020 and 2021 from Jim Stanley to Lee Bergimo. So, let's play the intro and we'll be back. So, anyway, I guess let's start. Hi. Gotham High was released today by DC Comics in both print and digitally. It's kind of sad. It's gonna be like the first print comic by DC, and it's not really that good of a book, man. Like, I don't know. A lot of people are saying like it's actually really good. It's not bad. It's like a teenage movie story, John Hughes, but gospel, I mean, it came out. It was one of the first. It's one of those materials available on digital, along with Last Night on Earth, Batman: Last Night on Earth, Freedom Fighters, The Rise of a Nation, Wonder Woman Volume 2, Love is a Battlefield. Now we know where they got. It sounds like they got that title from Thor: Love and Thunder. which is the stupidest, cringiest title ever. I thought Thor Ragnarok was bad. No. Love and Thunder. Sounds like a really bad 80s hair metal band. Like, it sounds like a hair metal band. It sounds like We're Stars. For those who don't know that one, it's Dio did Here and Age. It was like they were trying to do their version of We Are the World, except We're Stars. And I wouldn't be surprised if they used that song in Thor Love and Thunder. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they did. You know? Or have a musical number where they all sing. You know, like that would be like the cringiest fucking thing ever. They should put it in there when you think about it. Like, have Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman, and all of them just sing We're Stars. It'd be the stupidest fucking thing ever. I mean, I seen Thor Ragnarok in theaters, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember a fucking thing in that movie. I honestly don't remember a single thing in that movie, except for, like, please let this end. Like, it was just, it was really, like, the worst movie. I wouldn't say, like, I wouldn't go so far as saying it. The worst movie I've ever seen in theaters was Age of Ultron. Of how they wasted Ultron in that movie. Just how they wasted a character like that. Especially with James Spader as the villain. Coming off The Blacklist, like, a really good show still. And a guy who is just so, he has a voice. He's one of those actors that has that voice, that voice of, like, intimidation. Between him and William Hurt. William Hurt's a good fucking actor too. And I remember sitting there going, like, they wasted James Spader's time. Like, if I had to do a Superman movie, James Spader would be Brainiac in my movie. Because he's really a good actor. Like, he is that damn good. Like, he held his own against the cast of The Office. And I remember just sitting there going, like, man, this guy would be brilliant as Brainiac. Like, he has, you don't have to put him in, like, CGI makeup, like, CGI or stuff like that. You just put the dude with green makeup and, prosthetics. The guy has a look. He will look, like, if you watch The Blacklist, he will look at somebody and dissect them mentally. In, psychology and mentally. He will dissect them. He will take them apart and find a vulnerable place and go at it. That's how good he is of an actor. Like, when he plays a villain, like, Brainiac would be perfect for him. And I remember just sitting there going, like, this guy could be great as Brainiac, but they put him as Ultron and Marvel, and they wasted it. Like, I mean, when you see the trailer where he goes, like, there's no strings on me, they wasted it. Like, they made him try to be funny and comical. It's just like, no. Brainiac is a serious, machine villain. He has no sense of humor. He doesn't try to be funny. He wants to conquer the world. That's what he's doing. And they don't. They throw funny humor at him. And not only they wasted his time, they wasted Kick-Ass's time in the film. A guy who I like. If I had to cast the Flash, nothing against Ezra Miller, but what's his name? Kick-Ass would be great as the Flash. Like he, like I wasn't the biggest fan of Kick-Ass, the comic or the movie. I just wasn't that big of a fan. Like I only watched it because Nicolas Cage was in it. Nicolas Cage is one of my favorite actors, and I am such a big fan, a big mark for Nicolas Cage movies. Anytime there's a new direct-to-DVD, I'm like, oh, Nicolas Cage, I gotta go buy it. I am a mark because I just always thought he was such a good actor, and a lot of people just don't agree. Like, a lot of people are just like, oh, he's a terrible actor. So, and I just enjoy every film that Nicolas Cage did. Like when I heard like they're doing National Treasure 3, I was just like, it's about fucking time. I've been waiting. And that one movie where Nicolas Cage has to reprise every role he did that made him iconic in one movie. I cannot wait for that film. I cannot wait because, and the thing is, Nicolas Cage deserves a comic book role. Like, he did Superman in Teen Titans Go, which made me so happy, because if you ever watched the documentary John Schnepp's The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, or if I think they put like clips of him, in the costume, talking to Tim Burton about the character, you just see how he is passionate about playing Superman. He's a fan, which makes it really sad that he didn't get to play the role. I mean, he finally got to voice the role in Teen Titans Go, which I really would love to see. I know they did a sequel film with Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. I think that's what it is. And I really wish they could do a sequel movie to Teen Titans Go, to the movies. Again. Hello, beautiful, gorgeous. We're live. Oh, thank you, love. I look at the Nicolas Cage, video of him playing, in the Superman costume and stuff. A lot of people give him, shit because the one photo where he's like in mid-blink and they just go all over it. Like they attack him by saying, "Oh, he couldn't play Superman. He's ugly looking. He can't play Superman. He's skinny, and he's too skinny to play Superman." It's just like, like the dude was bulking up to play Superman. Like, if you ever see like him in like the final costume test, it's like you're like, this dude could play Superman. Because they were going like through different... And here's the thing about it. Like, Tim Burton explained it best in that documentary. He goes, sometimes when you make a movie, you go through different costume tests, different hairstyle, different looks. You're trying to figure out this, this character, this puzzle. And he goes, sometimes you just have to go through the process of it. He goes, one minute you could find the costume, the next minute it's not the right one. And that's what they were doing. Like, they were trying to make Superman alien. They were trying to go back to more of his alien roots than anything. Which makes it great. Like, that's what you should do with Superman. Like, he's Kryptonian. Like, when you look at the for me, I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but if I had to write a Superman story, I would be more interested in him, the alien roots than him as trying to be human. Because the story of Superman, of him trying to be human, they've done it for so many years. They've done it for so many... Hell, they did a TV show of him trying to be human. And it's... they did it for 10 years. 10 years, 10 seasons of him trying to be human. Like... the story of Krypton, him discovering, Krypton, like if I wrote a Superman story, it would be him in his mid-30s trying to figure out who he is. How did he get all these powers? Was it an accident? Was it something? Then he finds out he's, and he has like this anxiety, of like, what the fuck is wrong with me type thing. And he finds out he's Kryptonian, he finds out he's an alien, which becomes an ultimate shock to him. Like, what? like, that's how I would do it. Like, he would be, that type of person, like, where, and he doesn't fit in, And the thing about Tim Burton's films is, if you ever watched a lot of his films, like Edward Scissorhands, or Ed Wood, or Sleepy Hollow, or, a lot of the films he does, he knows how to reach he knows how to do duality of characters. He knows how to, write characters that don't fit in the normal, the normal box of things. Normalcy. And he does that. Like, if you ever watch Batman, which I love, Batman Returns. Batman Returns is like my favorite of the Tim Burton Batman films, because that's where Tim Burton got, shows off his artistic side. He is so good at writing duality characters. He's good at handling them. Like, you get to see the side of Bruce Wayne, but you get to see the side of Batman. You get to see the side of Selena Kyle, but you get to see her come out more as Catwoman. And he knows how to handle those characters, and Penguin and stuff. And Batman Returns is a beautiful fucking film just to look at. You look at it, you're just like, this is a beautiful film. Like, how he uses the snow as part, the snow, how Gotham looks in the winter, how, like, it looks like a different world you're looking at. And it is amazing, film to look at. And I think, a lot of people, it's kind of funny though, because like when Batman Returns came out, I remember, I wouldn't say I would remember. I was I don't remember when it came out, but there was this video when it came out, which was so funny. People were just all over it. They did not like Batman Returns because they thought it was too scary of a movie. And I remember this talk show. I don't remember the fucking name of the show, but I remember they were talking about Batman Returns. And they had this little kid on there who's like 9 or 10, I assume, saying that Batman Returns made him cry. That he watched the movie and he cried because it was scary. I remember going like, you fucking pussy. Like, like, I remember watching Batman Returns when I was 7, and I love that movie. I just thought it was so, unique, and, Catwoman is beautiful, and it's just like, it was a beautiful movie. And I was just like, this is stupid. Like, how do you think Batman... Why... Like, the movie I cried watching was Dark Knight Rises, where Batman got the shit kicked out of him. You know, and the movie Batman Returns is a beautiful movie, and it's one of my favorites. Like, I adore that movie. Like, if I had to pick, like, my favorite live-action Batman movie, Batman Returns is my all-time favorite. Like, I love looking at it, you know, and I love watching it, because, you know, and there's a big part of me that I wish they would have done a third movie. Like, I wish they would have let Tim Burton do a third movie. And I remember the Batman Returns Blu-ray, which I have. It's funny though, I have it on DVD and I have it on Blu-ray. And I have it on VHS. I don't know why. I have the comic book too. Like, we have the comic, you know. And I have the Happy Meal action figures that came out with it. Kind of shows how nerdy I am. But I remember the Blu-ray. Tim Burton talked about Batman Returns, and he talked about the third Batman movie, which became Batman Forever. I wish they would have let Joel Schumacher do his idea, where he would have redone it. Like, I mean, not redo it, but like do a new version, a new Batman, new version, separated from Tim Burton's films. But they didn't. I remember Tim Burton said, like, he had plans for, like, a Batman 3, a Catwoman movie. Like, he just had, like, this idea for a little universe. And I remember he talked about it, and when they told him, like, you know, don't you want to do another different project? He kind of had that look of defeat. Like, you could tell, like, he was saddened that they didn't let him do his third Batman movie and Catwoman movie. And the Catwoman movie, of course, ended up being made with Halle Berry, of all people. Like, I remember just going, like, this is stupid. Like, I seen that movie, and that was, like, the worst. Like, they made a video game out of it. Like, I didn't even realize that. Like, I remember how shitty that movie was. I didn't even realize they made a video game. And the thing about it was, like, Tim Burton had, like, he had this, you know, heartbroken look of, like, I really wanted to do a third Batman movie with Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton, of course, was like, I'm out. I think it was when he met Joel Schumacher, and Joel Schumacher's like, why does Batman have to be dark? Why does the movie have to be dark? And Michael Keaton heard that, and he was just like, I'm out. I'm done. Like, so, anyway, Gotham High came out. The Melissa de la Cruz comic. And it came out on print and digital. I did not buy it. The book I bought, I'm still waiting for it to be delivered by Amazon. My Gotham, not Gotham, but Batman Hush t-shirt arrived. And I'm still waiting for the book. My gloves, my Batman gloves, will be here Monday. I just got notified by Amazon. It'll be here Monday. I thought, like, I'm gonna have to wait. But it's the 13th, Monday, so I'm gonna have to wait a while. So that's like the one thing I was just like, oh man, like I really wanted those, but I wanted the book. I haven't bought a comic in a while since the Corona thing, and you can't really go anywhere because all stores are closed, and now there is like people demanding Walmart to have more than, less than 50 people in the store. So they had to make people wait in line. But, now they're wanting to do the curbside. They want people, people are petitioning and demanding Walmart to do curbside shopping, where people basically call up, oh, yours don't arrive till the 11th. Meow. So that's the thing I hate, is the curbside thing. They're doing it with GameStop, where I don't mind it, but I don't like it, because it's just like I rather go in the store. And that's the thing about it. I went to the store yesterday. I mean, I had my mask, my gloves. I scared the hell out of people because I wore a bandana. I didn't, I forgot my mask, but I had my one Batman bandana, so I put it on, and it was windy and cold, so I had my hoodie up. I looked like a fucking robber. I looked like a robber. I wear a black hoodie. It's a black Batman hoodie. It's a very old, matted hoodie. It's a very old, beat up hoodie. Because I wore it a lot, and it's a very comfortable hoodie, so it's very old, very old, and it's now thin, matted hoodie. It's one of my favorite hoodies, I wear it a lot. And I'm not wearing it now, so it's over there across the room. I'm looking at it. So I go in there, and I forgot to take the hoodie down, and people just looked at me like, what the fuck? Are we being... And the one dude who works there knows who I am and recognizes the hoodie and stuff. He goes, oh, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, I'm doing good. Forgot the face mask. Had my bandana. Yeah, that's alright. So it was funny though, because he's like, you have to hurry up and quick pick stuff up. We got to close early because look around. I looked around and the store was almost empty. I was just like, shit. Everything was gone. I was gonna grab salad stuff, gone. Spinach, gone. Oranges, gone. Peaches, gone. I cried about that one. All that was left was bananas, and I was just like, I'm grabbing bananas. I need fruit and vegetable stuff. I'm grabbing it. Even though Lola beat up the bananas, I brought it home. Knocked it off the table. So, and I remember going man, I need to grab something, to make, to eat. And everything I was thinking of was basically almost gone. It was just somebody went on my blog and just was grabbing everything. And, I was just and I had to walk down the freezer aisle. And I was just thinking what the hell am I going to buy? So I ended up buying a frozen pizza, which I was just I didn't want it. And I was just I'm going to grab the non-greasiest looking pizza that would be cooked. And the one I grabbed was garlic, tomatoes, and spinach on top. I was just okay, I'll grab this. And it turned out pretty good, even though I would have made it better. But if I made it at home, it'd be better. It would definitely be better. But it wasn't bad. It was actually really good, So, it's something I looked at. I was I could easily make that. But the cheese, the pizza crust, and the sauces are gone. It's all gone. Somebody came in and fucking bought it all. Like, the cheese part, I cried. Not as much as the peaches. I wanted a peach. But they took it all. That's why I thought, like, you know what? I'm going to buy a tree and grow peaches. If I could. Now you probably can't because everything's, you know, gone. So it was just, it's one of those, I just got so, like, it's one of those things that I'm just tired of, like, the idea of, like, people going, like, you need to do curbside stuff. It's just like, yeah, what's the point of it? It's just like, why don't you just go to fucking Amazon and get Prime and have stuff delivered? Yeah, there's no Whole Foods around, but, you know, you get, like, essentials like toilet paper, soap, dish soap, you know. That's the thing about it. It's just, you know, like, one thing I heard, was just the craziest thing ever, was Walmart is rumored, and this is how much I hate Walmart, is rumored to be getting rid of non-essential items. You go into the store, you cannot get non-essential items. And I remember hearing that. Going like, which means it, you know, like, if you want to buy Legos, you cannot buy Legos. Yeah, I was, once I planted a peach tree with my aunt. I always wanted to plant a peach tree. You know, like, I never got around. I once planted, an apple tree for my grandma. Who I talked to yesterday. Like, I, you know, chatted and checked on her. My grandpa was not feeling well. He doesn't have corona. He just, you know, he has allergies, just like me, and he had really bad allergies and stuff. You know, I told her, like, once this is over, once this coronavirus thing passes through, I'm going down to visit and hang out and see how they're doing, you know, help clean up the house and stuff. Their house and stuff. Which, which I'm gonna do, like, once this is over, I'm going down to their place and, hang out down there for a while and clean up their yard and their house and stuff. And I was just, like, checking to see, like, if I could. That's my text message. Screw you guys, I'm going home. That's, like, the one thing I put on my text message, like, an email notification. Like, one time I went off in the store. I'm gonna check out. But I would say this, like, it's one of those things. But anyway, Walmart. The best thing about it is, like, the store they shop at, they deliver. So they've been getting stuff delivered to their house. My grandpa put up a piece of paper on his door that says, drop the stuff off and leave. Ring the doorbell, drop it off and leave. And, I mean, honestly, you don't want to steal anything from him. He has guns. He's like my sister. Except he has old Western gun, like old type guns, like old Western type guns, like shotguns and stuff. So you don't want to steal anything from him. So, it's so funny. Like, if I ever had, like, anyway, he's not leaving me any of the guns, like, which is good for me, because I'm not a gun person. I don't like guns. My sister would come by, like, I'll take those. So, Walmart. We'll get to the Ezra Miller Flash and stuff. So, Walmart is rumored to be getting rid of non-essential items like Legos, puzzles, shit like that. And I remember hearing that, going like, if they get rid of Legos, I would basically go into Walmart, look around, and be like,
"Screw you guys, I'm going home."
That would be me going like that. Like, I would be like that. I'd be like, what's the point? Like I went down to Your Batman. I am not making this up. During the weekend, this happened. I'm not making this shit up. I had to go to Walmart with my dad. Two things happened. The dryer went out, and he went to go to Lowe's to pick up an item. I had to help fix the dryer and stuff. I had to take the dryer apart, put it back together. That's what I had to do. It's annoying. It's like a puzzle. I'd done it before. Like, a dryer cord went out and I had to, replace the cord in the dryer. Which was easy, by the way. And I had to go to Walmart because my nephew was coming over. And I had to pick up stuff for my nephew. Because he doesn't, he's very picky when he eats. He's a very picky eater. And I had to pick up, and I remember my sister sent me a Snapchat where he's like, "Can you pick up ice cream?" I was like, "Yes, I'll pick up ice cream." So, I went to two stores, actually. I went to Walmart and I went to Target. Target one was the worst store. I will say this. I know people are going to get pissed off about this one. I hate Target. I don't like Target. Or Target, as some people call it. And I did not realize this. I walked into Target. And as I was walking in, they have the restrooms right there. I seen a dude walk out of the women's restroom. And I was like, what the fuck? I was just like, I'm out of here. I turned around and walked the fuck out. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. But anyway, Walmart. So I had a cart, and I grabbed him a pizza, because he doesn't like homemade pizza. I don't know why. Yogurt and ice cream. And I went into the Lego aisle, and I heard about these little miniature Lego things where you get for $3. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna get him little Lego miniature figures, and it was DC little Lego miniature figures. It had Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, the original Batman, the 1939 Batman, Cyborg, Aquaman, Bumblebee, and stuff like it. I think they made some for DC superhero girls. They made those for as well. I looked for it, I couldn't find it. But I finally saw the DC superhero girls action figures, or Barbie dolls, I guess what they are. And I was like, they don't have one of Catwoman. They had Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn. I was just like, I don't want neither one. If they had Catwoman, I would have grabbed it. And most people would look at me weirdly. I'd be like, yeah, that's right. I got a Catwoman doll. Deal with it. And so, and I was walking through the the Walmart. So, anyway, I was standing in the Lego thing, and I was, like, looking. And all of a sudden, there's this dude standing the outside of the aisle, looking at me with a smug look. And I look back at this dude, I'm like, what the fuck are you looking at? And I was looking at, the packets and stuff, and I was looking at the different ones, other ones they had. So I was just, like, looking, I was like, and this dude's, like, looking at me. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is this dude looking at? Does he got a problem or something? Like, so he has a smug look on his face. And he asked the Walmart worker to have me move over to the next aisle so he can look. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is this shit? So the worker asked me to move over to the next aisle so he can look for something. And I'm thinking, like, he could just walk around the fucking one aisle over and come back through here. Okay? And the worker's like, can you please move to the next aisle? He needs to look. And I remember just standing there going, like, this is the stupidest shit ever. Like, I don't have corona. Alright? Mr. Prissy ass could walk to the next fucking aisle and go look. So, the worker asks me again. And I was like, you know what, fine. I'll move to the next fucking aisle. So, I go over to the next aisle. And I get on the phone. I call my sister. I'm like, you won't believe the shit that just happened. And I explain. She goes, this is stupid. I'm like, yeah, I don't have corona. Even though Mr. Prissy ass has a 6-pack of Corona beer in his cart. Like, So, I remember I was like, I'm so angry, If I knew what he was looking for, I would have coughed on the fucking box. Just to freak him out. I mean, this is like the 4th time I scared the hell out of somebody this month. Not bad for a record. So I walk back over, and I grab the stuff, and I walk off, like... So I grabbed him the, little Lego miniature figures. He ended up getting Batmite. I ended up buying an extra pack for myself, and I ended up getting Batman. The 1939 Batman. And he ended up getting Batmite, Cyborg, Bumblebee, and Aquaman. He knew who Cyborg and Bumblebee were, and he was like, "Who?" And he was holding up Batmite. He's like, "Who's this?" I was like, "It's Batmite." He goes, "Who's he?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't care for him." I didn't say that, but I was just like, yeah, Batmite's one of those, characters. I don't know. And he knew who Aquaman was, and he's like, what happened to Aquaman's arm? Because it's one where Aquaman has the, something, he has like a, his arm replaced by, Cypher or something. I forget, like, because, for those who don't remember, Aquaman had to cut off his arm to save his, baby, and stuff. Which is really badass. Like, I hope they add that to, like, an Aquaman movie in the future. Like, that'd be so badass where he had to, like, cut off his arm. Like, would you imagine how fucking awesome it would be, like, if Jason Momoa did that in a movie? Like, he cuts off his arm, save his kid, and he has, like, the sharp edge on his arm, and imagine, like, the crazy, like, rage of anger through, in his mind that he cut off his own arm, and he, and his brother did, stepbrother did this, and he just goes right at him. That'd be a badass movie moment. But anyway, speaking of the movies, Ezra Miller, this poor bastard. I this. I know it's going to be kind of controversial to say this. I am going to defend Ezra Miller. I know it's going to be... I know a lot of people are now on the... They're now in the... the Frankenstein mob. Pitchforks and torches. Going after that poor bastard. Here's the thing. There is an epidemic and shit happening in the world. We have to keep our distance. I know they're in Iceland. Apparently, I don't even know if Iceland has corona. Who knows? So, I would say this. Ezra Miller kind of comes off as a bit of a germaphobe. At times. I know he kind of has like this hippie, free love, style of things. But Ezra Miller looks like the kind of person that, there's days where he just probably doesn't want to be around people that much. Who can blame him? Do you want to be around people nowadays? With the way coronavirus is? No. When you're in public, no, you don't want to be around weird, strange people half the time. Hell, I don't. I know, I live in an area where people don't even keep their distance half the time. They're like right on top of you when you're in a store or somewhere. And you're like, back the fuck up. You're not Dennis Rodman in basketball. Playing defense here. But Ezra Miller, looked like in the video, he looked annoyed. He looked aggravated, and he looked like he just wanted his distance from people. He just didn't want to be bothered. And people are kind of, attacking him for being, an asshole for choking a woman. And a lot of people don't want Ezra Miller as the Flash anymore. Here's the thing. Actors done a lot of horrible shit in the world. Some got away with murder. Some got away with assault and battery. Hell, half the NFL players beat their wives and girlfriends. One got away with it in an elevator. They suspended him for a year. And he didn't get a charge for assault and battery for anything. He just got away with it. And I'm not defending Ezra Miller for choking a fan. If he knew what he was doing, then he should face the consequences. But here's the thing. A lot of us don't know the situation of what happened. You just see a video, then it cuts off. I would love to hear the owner of the restaurant give his side of the story. I would love to hear Ezra Miller give his side of the story. And I would love to hear the people that was with Ezra Miller give their side of the story. I want everybody to give their side of the story, what the fuck happened, and I come up with my own conclusion of what happened. But we ain't getting any of that. Instead, we got like a barrage of tweets saying the Ezra Miller party is over. It's like I didn't even know there was a party to begin with. I love how those things happen, like where they do like like they did the Billie Eilish party is over because Billie Eilish dissed somebody. Which was kind of funny though. I mean, here's the thing about it. This is what I'm getting. He was at a restaurant, and everybody, the people that annoyed him, was harassing him, and all this type of shit. I mean, here's the thing. When you're at a restaurant, you kind of don't want to be bothered. You want to be left alone. I mean, I never ate at a restaurant for years, so I don't like eating out at restaurants. I like making my own food at home. But when you're out somewhere at a restaurant or at a store, you don't want to be bothered. You want to be kind of like do your own shit and leave. You go to the store, you get your shit and you get out. You don't want to be bothered. You don't want to have anything to do. Like nowadays, it's just going to a store is like going to a battlefield. Now, when you're going to a restaurant, you just want to sit, relax, chat with your friends or family, eat good food, and have a good time. You don't want to have people aggravating you. You don't want people bothering you. You just want to be left alone. You want to be left alone, simply. And apparently Ezra Miller wasn't being left alone. He was being aggravated and harassed, and he just had enough of it. It was just like, people, leave me the fuck alone. And he apparently goes, chokes a bitch. Apparently he heard that joke and he decided like it must be true. I'm not making a joke of it, okay? Like choking someone is not funny. It's not amusing. Until you hear some comedian say you choke a bitch. Like this shit's not funny. So, and that's what Ezra Miller did. And I love how people are like using like video of like Randy Orton RKOing Stacy Keibler. which is kind of funny though, because so. One thing that's so weird is like now it's like all these K-pop videos are like popping up. How weird that is now. One thing that's pretty interesting, I will say this, like, out of like all the celebrities you hear about now, like you don't really hear much about Robert Pattinson. I remember, it's kind of funny though, like it's kind of funny that one person wrote, like, why couldn't it be Robert Pattinson instead of Ezra Miller? And I remember it was on Discord, I ended up responding, going like, the reason of it is, funny thing about it is just like, I end up responding going like, because, Robert Pattinson, yeah, he doesn't. Like, that's a weird thing about it is like, Pattinson doesn't have Instagram or Twitter or anything. It's just like, this dude is like, he's literally like Bruce Wayne. He's literally like Bruce Wayne. Like, the dude is private, and he just goes away somewhere. We don't know where he goes. But here's the thing about it. Do I think DC is going to replace Miller? And here's the question. Fans want Grant Gustin in the Flash movie, not Ezra Miller. That ain't going to happen. Fans now want Grant Gustin to star in a Flash movie, which follows following the controversy of Ezra Miller choking a woman in Iceland. It was alleged that Miller was drunk at the time, and the fan joked to Miller about wanting to fight, which Miller took things too far. Miller is also alleged to have spit on staff members at the bar they were at. Oh shit. Where the alleged incident occurred. It's assumed that Miller is in Iceland for filming Fantastic Beasts 3. It's said that Miller was supposed to start filming the Flash movie, Flashpoint. Both films said to have been delayed due to the coronavirus. And these people aren't keeping their social distance. Just throwing that out there. Regarding to Grant Gustin, who plays the Flash in the CW TV series, since it is a Flashpoint movie, deals with alternate timelines and universes. Arguably, it's pretty easy to replace Miller with Gustin. The two recently appeared together on Crisis on Infinite Earth crossovers, which saw Miller come over from the DCEU to the CW DC verse, essentially bridging everything and confirming it's all connected. One person wrote, Grant is the only possible Flash. Another says, this is why Grant Gustin is superior. Barry Allen, Twitter user, replied to the video of Miller. So a lot of people are just, throwing it out there. He would be great as the Flash. I mean, he's a great Flash, Grant Gustin is. And this ad's pretty funny. How to cleanse your liver. I know I did that. I already cleansed my liver with lemon lime water and stuff like that. Yeah. It's very interesting how you do that now. Like, you cleanse your liver out. Now, I mean, here's the thing about it. If he spit at staff members and now choking a fan, he is kind of a class A asshole now. And I mean, here's the thing about it. If he did all these things, he kind of deserves, backlash for that. Because I think a lot of people think like, the dude's playing Barry Allen the Flash, and Barry Allen's like the nicest individual on the planet, and you're supposed to hold up those things. I mean, you never hear Batman actors do shit like that. So Ezra Miller went from being this quiet, reclusive person to going like Tobey Maguire cussing out people. You know. So, Marvel Comics has canceled their books for the third time in a row. Say goodbye to the third of Marvel publishers has announced they have stopped releasing approximately 1/3 of its May and June comic titles. A rep from Marvel has confirmed that 15 to 20% of titles be affected, as some of them are twice monthly in May and June. So Marvel just decided, as the rep from Marvel decided to put the decision to pause the affected titles is to help spread the amount of publishing product over the coming weeks and months. So this, decide not to book. It was also that, of course, Marvel would not be releasing new titles physically and digitally. So DC is kind of taking advantage of this situation. They're taking full advantage of, like, putting stuff out. So it's kind of interesting to sort of see what they do with it now. Like, so anyway, one of the things that I kind of want to announce for the show that we're doing is I saw this cool image that the producer, my Catwoman, sent me. It was like, if you could revive one of the movie projects, which was Ben Affleck's Batman, Justice League 2, I think Justice League Mortal, and Batman Year One, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, all these cool things. It kind of made me think, like, what would be really cool is if we find the scripts for the unmade movies and I just read them. Just kind of have a little fun with it. See where it goes. So we're going to start doing that. We're going to be reading unmade movie scripts. And we're starting off with one of my favorite. We covered it before on the podcast. Find the episode on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podchaser, Castbox. Like, find the episode. We talked about it before, or go on Spreaker.com. Find the episode there. We talked about it before. We talked about Batman Year One, Darren Aronofsky's unmade Batman film, screenplay by Frank Miller and Aronofsky, but it says Frank Miller. So we are going to read the Miller script. We're going to start right now reading it, and we will do the rest of it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than 2 episodes. It's going to probably be 4 or 5 episodes because it's a very long script and it's very, very cool to look at. So here it is, Batman Year One by Frank Miller. The script starts. Fade in. Exit Gotham City night. Lightning rips across the jet black sky, thunder clashing. Lightning casts Gotham City in stark relief. Sirens wail. Car alarms scream. Lightning silhouettes the menacing police helicopter, roaring downward like a monster insect. Lightning, spark, shower, wild. Miller has such a way with words. And by the way, I'm going to be adding my crazy, sarcastic input on some of this. Interior, dark area, night. A sweaty, tormented sleeper, Bruce Wayne. His eyes hollowed, skin pale, he tossed and turned, then flinches. 3 more times he flinches, then his eyes pop wide open. Bruce screams. It is the sound of a intense horror. Interior, Bruce Wayne's apartment, night. Awoken from his nightmare by the sound of his own scream, disoriented, Bruce goes to the sink, splashes cold water on his face. Bruce Wayne, voiceover. Father, where are you? What will I do? His hands tremble. Distant thunder sounds. Exterior, East End sidewalk, morning. Little Al, a gigantic, early, middle-aged black man, carries a bag of donuts and 2 coffees. I love how, I want to put this out there. I love how they put, names for people. Like, Little Al, and, when they say little, it's the person's giant, and when they say big, like Big Al, it's a little person. I love how they do that. It is, the stupidest thing ever. I guess it's, a joke. And stuff, I guess, yeah. Let's see. He whistles as he walks through a rundown slum. Why does Miller's stuff sound like I would write it? It sounds like something I would write. I don't know why, but he stops and inserts a key at the Grimmy storefront. The sign reads, Al and Sons Repair Service Salvage. Reverse shot of interior, Al's garage, morning. Little Al hits the lights and revealing a very clean auto repair shop. Little Al, Bruce, you here? Little Al continues to search in the exterior junkyard behind Al's garage. So Alfred, I assume, is Little Al. So Alfred in this one is as Miller puts it in writing, Little Al is a gigantic, early, middle-aged black man who owns his own garage shop. So it's pretty cool, I guess. It's certainly better than the way Melissa De La Cruz puts it in Gotham High. Because I'd rather have this version of Alfred, but to be honest, the version of Alfred I'd want would be the one in Batman Hollywood Night, the, southern talking cowboy. That's just my opinion of it. I'd rather have that version of Alfred. So, exterior junkyard behind Al's garage, morning. It's a dreary, dirty, isolated place. Kind of sounds like my bedroom. Its sole occupant is Bruce loads a large car parts onto a flatbed truck bearing the Al and Sons logo. Like it's like Sanford and Son. let me find. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on. I need to add music to this. It would make it perfect. It would make it perfect, like. Alright. Little Al continues in his search. Al and Son's logo. He carries a heavy transmission and engine blocks on his broad, muscular shoulders. Little Al. Morning, sunshine. Bruce says nothing. He just stares at Little Al with a troubled, tired eyes. Little Al hands Bruce a coffee. Okay, Twinkle Toes. Take a look at the jobs order. I love that show, by the way, for those who've never seen Sanford and Son. Red Fox, St. Louis legend, comedian. God bless him. Now, if there was ever a way to make this movie, Red Fox would have to play Little Al. He would have to. Because to me, like, when I'm reading this now, it just makes me think of Red Fox. So, here's the job order. The two head up to a wooden staircase over the garage and enter interior Bruce Wayne's apartment. Morning. It's a claustrophobic room of an obsessive compulsive, neatly organized electric hobby projects line the walls, police scanners, radios, and TVs. There reads out and displays Provative, the only light. Damn. So Bruce Wayne's kind of obsessive. I kind of like this version of Bruce Wayne now. Because that's kind of how he would be. He'd be very obsessive, compulsive, neatly organized. Yeah. It's hard to believe, like, in this script, Darren Aronofsky was originally going to get Joaquin Phoenix to play Bruce Wayne. Who, of course, ended up playing Joker in the Joker movie. Would you imagine, like, that version of this Batman movie? And Joaquin Phoenix would be playing this version of Batman? It was between, like, when I read it, it was like... it was down between, like, two actors, and it was going to be Christian Bale or Joaquin Phoenix. And Christian Bale, of course, came off of doing American Psycho. And Joaquin Phoenix came off doing, I think, Gladiator. So it would have been, like, a really tough choice between those two, because both of them, like, killed it. Like, even though, like, I think Joaquin Phoenix got nominated for, like, a Golden Globe and an Oscar, and Christian Bale didn't get nominated for any award at all for American Psycho, which is fucked up when you think about it. Of course, like, I think at that time, like, Christian Bale was, like, ahead of the curve of, like, what he was doing. So anyway, Little Al opens the blackout curtains. Sunlight pours in. Little Al opens a ledger. So, the load on the truck is the Dynamoto order, right? Bruce nods. You finished the rebuild on that caddy and the tranny for the Spencer? Bruce nods some more. Damn, does Bruce even have lines? I guess it's it, huh? You know, I could put in a couple of days, help you down there. Why am I talking in a southern fucking accent? If you want a break, Bruce. Oh, he does have a line. I'm fine. Little Al looks at Bruce's pale skin and sunken eyes. Little Al, Big Al would kick my butt if he had saw you now. You look terrible. Little Al puts his hand on Bruce's shoulder. Little Al, those pills aren't working. Are they, son? Bruce, they're fine. Little Al, the nightmares stop then? Bruce doesn't speak. Ah, boy. They would need a good actor to play Bruce. Like, I'm sorry, no actor could do this. Let out content. Maybe you need some air. Maybe you need to air yourself out a little bit. Go to the park. Go to the beach. Find yourself a girlfriend. Bruce, I'm fine. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking to myself, like, how would somebody play Batman in this role? Little Al, frustrated. Yeah, fine. Right here. Little Al hands Bruce a wad of bills. Little Al content. Listen, a man can't keep cooped up in one place all the time. He gotta keep moving like a shark. Moving, 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 moving. Or he dies. He can't stay stuck in one place, Bruce. It's not healthy. Little Al leaves. Bruce closes the blacked out curtains. His gaze lingers across the street at the Girls Galore Peep Show Theater. Oh shit, it's definitely a Miller story. From the looks of it, it's a sleazy sex venue. Was once the Grand Theater. Definitely Miller's story. Yeah, I don't know if Miller wrote this story. Because I know Darren Aronofsky was saying that he wanted to go for a rated R Batman film. Which, I mean, I have no problem like a dark, gritty, rated R Batman film. Because, I mean, like, if you look at Titans, that version of Gotham's fucked up. So you need kind of like a fucked up city too. But this is like, okay. You know, like, I kind of wonder... I kind of wish I could go back in time and be the fly on the wall when Warner Brothers executives read this script. Like, yeah. Okay. But now, on the top of the classic old world facade is a pink plastic sign promises girls, girls, girls. Out on the front is prostitutes offering their wares. Chi-Chi, a young pimp. This is definitely Miller. Long greasy hair. Flat bell bottoms. What the fuck is this, the 70s? Slaps a fat whore. Oh my god, Miller. She cries and apologizes. Oh, shit. I thought Dark Knight Strikes Again was bad. This just tops it. Other whores usher men into the brownstone cat house next door. Oh, shit. Inside the cat house is a long, lean black woman, Selena. Puts handcuffs on a skinny man, wears a tight-fitting black leather. Selena notices Bruce, gives him a playful wave as he closes the curtains, leaving us alone in interior Bruce's apartment. Morning. Bruce sits, writes a letter, probably to Frank Miller, going like, what the fuck were you thinking? I kind of wish I would have read Dark Knight Strikes Again instead. I kind of wish I would have read that instead. Bruce, voiceover, September 4th. Dear Father, I am still confused. No shit. So am I reading this script. What are you trying to tell me? I should have read Dark Knight Strikes Again. What do you want from me? A more incoherent Batman story by Frank Miller than this script? I don't understand. Neither do I, Bruce. Your son, Bruce. Finish. Bruce puts the letter in an envelope. Then goes back to work. See, for me, I would have put the letter in the mailbox addressed to Warner Brothers Studios with a note on the envelope writing, please give to Frank Miller. Because I don't understand what the hell's going on so far in this script. And I'm reading it like, you know. Finish Bruce. Oh, sorry, I read that part. Interior, James Gordon's apartment. Bathroom, night. Thunder rolls on the night air. The sweaty palms of James Gordon rests on 6 bullets. Gordon sits in his boxers on a toilet. In his mouth, he holds a silver service revolver. Shit, dude, like, I know this is a Frank Miller script, but damn, like, we just went from, like, a pimp named Chi-Chi to Bruce writing a letter, how confused he is, to now to Gordon holding a service revolver in his mouth. Like, when did it get from, like, Death Wish to Lethal Weapon? Like, those are 2 different films. Like, how? How did we get from this? Like, this is some, like, Lethal Weapon shit right here. And here's, alright, let's continue. Anne, off screen. Anne, I assume, is Gordon's wife. Honey, you coming to bed? No, he has a gun in his mouth and he's sitting on a toilet in his boxers. Like, how did this get to Lethal Weapon type story? Oh my god. Gordon looks up at the door. He puts the gun with its sweaty barrel into the holster with a badge clip to the side. He leaves the bathroom. And off screen, contend. Hard time sleeping again, baby? I assume so. He just put a gun in his mouth. You know. We hear the bed springs sag. Interior police precinct squad room. Morning. Gordon gets off the elevator. He walks through the busy precinct room full of cops. He passes conversation stops. Men with shoulder holster badges on their badges on the hip. Watch Gordon with obvious disdain. Gordon puts his lunch on his desk, flips through papers. He lights a marble cigarette. See, like, my version of Gordon, he would have, like, a cigar, or, like, I mean, in the comic, he had, like, a pipe, like a corn pipe, you know, with tobacco lit. Very old school looking. I mean, now it's hipster, like, fuck that. But, damn. Interior Police Precinct, Hall, outside, evidence room, day. A sign reads, evidence room. Really? A young cop stares at Gordon with bad intent through a plexiglass window. So Gordon's like fucking hated by everybody, apparently. Gordon puts the papers into the pass-through. Gordon, this is for the Irwin case. The young cop doesn't say a word. Gordon leaves, passes the door to the evidence room. It's half open. We catch a quick glimpse inside. Two detectives stuff yellow envelopes and stacked bills before the door slams shut. Interior bathroom, police department. Oh shit, the bathroom. Day. Gordon stands at a urinal. As Detective Flass, about 40, blonde, crew cut, enters. Flass. I've got something for you, Gordon. Really? You're disturbing a dude as he's taking a piss. Gordon. Come on, Flass. I told you, I just don't want it. Flass. Jimmy. You're going to have to learn what it takes to be a cop in this town. Flass. Contend. It makes the guys nervous when someone doesn't participate. They think you might say something. Gordon. It's not like that. I just don't like that. I just don't need the money. Maybe if I had kids like the other guys, or had troubles making ends meet, it would be different. Flass. The guys are saying maybe he thinks he's better than we are. Maybe he thinks he's superior. Is that how it is, Jimmy? Sorry, the burp. You think you're some kind of saint? Gordon. It's not like that. Flass. So, you're not a saint. Gordon. Who are you? Gordon. I'm just a cop. Flass. Yeah, that's right. You're one of us. Flass jams the yellow envelope into Gordon's hand and leaves. Gordon crushes the yellow envelope. It should be, Gordon holding it in his hand, crushes the yellow envelope slowly. That's how it should be in a script, in my opinion. Interior squad room, police precinct. Moments later, Flash jokes around at the water cooler with a couple of cops. Then, back at his desk, he sees the yellow envelope spiked in his message post. Flash registers with a look of concern. Flash's partner, Detective Campbell, a fat cop, wrinkled suit, slaps him on the shoulders. Campbell. Come on. We'll deal with him later. We gotta make our rounds. Together they leave, and we cut to... Ah, boy. I tell you, this script is like it's like one of those cop movies back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. Cut to exterior, Girls Galore Peep Show Theater. Oh, shit. Evening. Bruce carries a brown paper grocery bag in his arms. The whores do their things, waving at cars, posing, vamping. They see Bruce in his blue jumpsuit. This part here, folks, I cringed the first time reading this. Because it just reads Miller. It reads Miller, and after we read this part, we'll end the show, and we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll read this script. So after this scene here, we'll just we have to end it, because I am like, just kind of like, why was this in the script? So again, I don't know if Miller wrote it, but if someone else like had their interpretation of how Miller would write it, they did it perfectly. Because it's cringy. So they see Bruce in his blue jumpsuit. The French maid. Oh, God. Hey there, garage boy. Want to look under my hood? Check my fluid levels. The cheerleader. Yeah, you can top me off any time. The youngest prostitute, Holly, joins in. Holly, I'll show you why they say good things come in small packages. Selena, Holly, get over here. He's a neighbor, not a John. And the rest of you, cut it out. You got nothing better to do? Chi cuts in. Yeah, like making me some money. Get to work. Chi is interrupted by the honk of a horn. Detective Flass sits behind the wheel of an unmarked cop car, but with a Blanty ale in his lap. Flass, hey there, Chi, how's business? Next to him in the car sits Detective Campbell. Campbell, laughing to Chi. Hey, you know what? You're the only hippie pimp I've ever seen. Flass, you got something for us, greaseball? Chi. Yeah, sure. Here you guys go. Chi passes a yellow envelope through the window. Flass flips through the bills inside. That's it, flower power? Looks like you're kind of light to me. Chi, it's the same as last week. Flass, yeah, well, something to be doing pretty good for yourself, maybe. It's time we talk to Estrada. Estrada relevant on our engagement. So I'm going to cut it off here. I'll add this to favorites and we'll come back to it. I will say this, like reading the script, I cringe at times. Anyway, I gotta kind of hop off here. The cat farm is at the window. For those who don't know what the cat farm is, I feed a bunch of I have a bunch of cats that I feed. Some of them was here when I moved to my place, and some of them are my neighbors that they moved and abandoned them, and some of them were just dumped off here by people who are pieces of shit. So you were amazing, love. Your show was great as always. Thank you, love. And right now, Bane is walking up the hill. For those who don't know who Bane is like this giant big cat. So anyway, I had to go feed them, otherwise they'll start sitting at my window meowing really loud. So anyway, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll read the script. Just have fun with it. Here's the thing about it. The script is just, like what it is what it is. Like, it's very bizarre read through. Anyway, it's pretty cool to read movie scripts that, were considered to be made, and now you look at them and you're like, what were they thinking? So anyway, we'll come back. We'll read the Miller's Batman Year One. I I kind of always wonder what Darren Aronofsky would do with it. So, anyway, I'll come back reading the script. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Through this time, y'all be safe. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Keep your social distancing. We'll be back tomorrow.